All right, guys. A few weeks ago, I did a large size flex video, and now I'm going to do the small size flex video. I've picked out 10 small size notes here that I have in my collection that I really, really enjoy. Some are more valuable than others, but I don't know. With small size notes, I really go after star notes and fancy serial numbers, and that's really about it. Um, I've completed some sets like the 1928 set of stars. I'd love to show all of those in a video, which I have in the past. I might do that again, but I've picked out what I think is the best one of the set. But that's where we're going to start. So number 10. This is the $20 1928 Federal Reserve note from Chicago, and it's a four-digit serial and with a star. It's graded a 40 EPQ. Now, if you've tried to put together the 28 Federal Reserve note set, you may have figured out that Chicago is about the easiest one to find. That's why I picked Chicago, because some of these there's like less than 10 notes known on the stars. If you go with, I think it's Richmond and Minneapolis, San Francisco, Dallas, different denominations have different rarities. But Chicago, you can actually find the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, and the 100 is with a little hunting. Really the 10 and the 20 are the real tough ones, and they're honestly not that bad. I believe the 10 is the rarest, but I made a video of when I got this. It's probably been a year ago, close to it, or over a year, and I found this on eBay, and it is a monster. I think it's an AU50 all day. I hadn't been pressed. The paper is very original on it. You can tell how quality the paper actually is. There's a slight fold in it, but it runs north to south, and it's ever so light. So I've got an AU50 Federal Reserve note that is in worse shape than this. But these notes in AU, they get way up there real quick. A note like this is in the ballpark of about $600 to $700. So some of these I have values on, and others I do not. So, all right, number 9. Number 9, kind of a weird denomination. I shouldn't say weird, but just one you don't see a lot. This is a 29 brown seal or just national. It's a Federal Reserve banknote, and this one's from New York. I've nearly completed the Star 1929 set. I'm just missing the 5, which is actually the easiest one to get. The 20s and the 5s are the easiest to find. And this particular note, I really like 50s. I think I've talked with Silver Surfer about it, just putting together a set of 50s, just all the different examples of small size 50s. Large size 50s, I could never afford that. But small size 50s, it can definitely be done. It'd be neat to have, but I've always liked the filled star on this. Note like this, value of it, in this grade, which this is not an EPQ. You don't see a lot of EPQs in these mid grades with the brown seals like this. But a note like this it's $500 plus. I honestly haven't looked this up in a long time, and these things fluctuate quite a bit. Something about the 29s here with the stars especially, don't go by the book price. This thing may book for like $1,000. There's no way it could ever get $1,000 for it. But it's a beautiful note regardless. The back, it's comment free. All right, number 8. Here's a cool one. Number 8, this is a 57 silver certificate with the super radar on it, and this one's actually graded as 67 EPQ. Now, prices of silver certificate fancies in the last year have skyrocketed. If you keep up with heritage auctions, if really Oh, it's what, Stacks and Bowers? That's another auction company, or just eBay in general. eBay is probably the easiest one to go to. Type in silver certificate radar or silver certificate fancy or repeater or whatever, and look at those prices. Obviously, eBay, those are listing prices. That's what people are asking. But sold prices, they're so much higher than they were 5 years ago. This note, there's notes like this listed right now, guys, for like $1,200. So I think after grading and everything, I've got like $250 in this note. And I think realistically in today's market, it could sell at this point for 600 or 700 bucks without hardly any issue. All right, it's just a pretty cool one, and it kind of shows where if you pick quality notes like that 67 EPQ, it's a true investment, and you're going to be able to get your money back out of it after a few years and make a profit. But yeah, really neat one. Okay, number 7, I believe. It's a newer one to me, but this is a funny back. Okay, there's your funny back. This is a 28 silver certificate, and it has a super repeater serial number. If you look, just 3-4 is repeated 4 times. That's known as a super repeater. Just a standard repeater would be like 3-4-5-6, 3-4-5-6. All right, where there's 4 digits repeated, but a super is going to be your 2 digits repeated 4 times. This one's graded at 63 EPQ, and a note like this could touch $1,000 right now with the market. Anywhere between that 600 to 1,000 is probably what it's worth. But if you get someone that's really into 3s and 4s, you get someone really into funny backs, fancies, super repeaters, anything like that. There's a whole lot of different disciplines that could enjoy this note. That kind of dictates the value. All right, number 6. Here's a real rare one. If I can, there we go. This is a radar binary Hawaii issued silver certificate. Okay, I actually have the matching Federal Reserve note to this as well. That has the same serial number. Okay, I bought this from a guy off Facebook. His name's Frank, and he's a good guy. And he had this in the other note, and I thought, man, where else can I find a fancy Hawaii? And I bought it raw and had it graded. It has the rust comment on it. That's what this is about. And also a little bit right there. But I cannot remember the population of these. I want to say something like 6 or 8 known radars. And that's across all denominations of Hawaiian silver certificates or Hawaii issue silver certs. So that's the 1, the 5, the 20, that kind of thing. There's not many known at all. I don't know if there is another binary out there, but this is one of the notes I don't know the price of. I couldn't price it. It's really, I could offer it to someone for $500 or, $200. I don't know, but it's a tough one to throw a price on. Okay, what, top 5 now, I believe? Yeah. Okay, here's one that's going to be sent into grading that I think it's a 67 all day. And if it touches 68, we're going to be talking some big money. Look at those margins. It's pretty awesome. But this right here is a super radar, which means the first and last number of the serial number are the same, and then all 6 in the middle are the same. All right, so this happens to be 8s and 0s. This is in my 8s and 0s radar set that I think I'm 8 notes down on, so I have like 8 more to do. They're super hard to find. It really wasn't a good idea to pick 8s and 0s because 8s are considered lucky in many Asian cultures. And so, number one, that drives up the prices of these when they do come up. But then also, a lot of them never make it to eBay or Heritage or whatever because they're bought up beforehand. So I don't know if I'll ever complete that set, but I can enjoy the hunt nonetheless. But this is just a killer note. One in raw shape like this in the market is 250 to 300. If this thing grades to 67, 68, we're talking, you know, at 350, $400 range pretty easily right now. 5 years ago, probably not that much. You know, 5 years ago, $150. But it just shows where the fancy market's at right now. Okay, number 4, kind of an unusual one. This was in a video not too long ago. This is a web note. Okay, you can designate a web note right here where the back plate number is right up there by the T in trust. Now, I'm not going to go through all the process of the web printing and all that stuff. You can check out my prior video on it, but just know that there were not many of these things printed at all. This will be sent off to PMG to get graded. Then I'll actually have like really the number on it to tell you how many are graded better and how many are actually in the population. I could look that up right now, but I kind of want to be surprised, to tell you the truth. I'm going to have these go to PMG probably within the next couple months. And, you know, might have them back by about October, November, or something like that. Okay. Last three. It's really hard to put these things in order, but we will start with this. This is a 53 legal tender. All right. A lot of people have the Red Seal 2s and 5s. Just in their collections, just to have examples. You can find star notes of those very easily as well. This is a true binary star note. True binary means ones and zeros only used. If I say binary, that's bi meaning 2. Binary notes are when 2 digits are used. True binaries is talking about like computer code, true binary code, like this. With this being a true binary, makes it really rare, pretty valuable, and then you throw the star note in, it's a unicorn. I mean, there's not another one of these. So a note like this right now, realistically is in about the $1,200 range. Maybe more, maybe less, but I think 1,200 is about the number for it. You get this thing up in the mint state grade, and it really, really takes off. So something like this on Heritage right now, I think would fetch $1,200. Okay, final 2. There's actually similarities between the 2. Both are relatively new to me. So here's the first one. This is the 35 silver certificate graded in MS63, and it is a super radar. All right, and it's a true binary super radar. All right, really rare note, really cool note. Little overgraded, more in the AU range, I believe, but it's just a monster. Okay, it has really original paper on it. Paper at one point probably got wet. It kind of has that look about it where, you know, it's a little water stained, and you got this mark right here. Looks like a little bit of water, but, you know, they never designated it, so it is what it is. I'm really, really happy with it. It's just always going to be a cornerstone in my collection. And then at number 1, the last 3 were all just kind of interchangeable. But this is what I've settled on for number 1. And, man, every time I see this note, it's just, I'm so glad I own it. This is a super repeater star trooper, or let me start over. A super repeater star true binary. And it's just 1 0 or 10 repeated 4 times there. All right, it's a really, really tough, rare note. And this one will grade in the AU range. Right up top, there's a little bit of light handling. This is also going to go to PMG. I'm real excited to see what it comes back. And this is one that, you know, value of it is going to be up there over $1,000, I would assume, or right there around it. And, you know, heck, if it does throw a lower mint state grade, it could go up even more than that. But that'll be a video for a later date. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I've done large size and small size flex videos, and really honestly just pulled out my favorite notes in my collection that are large and small size. If I did like a fancy serial number one or whatever, they're notes you've seen before if you watch my videos, and a lot of them will be really the same kind of notes that you're seeing here. You know, this note would probably be in the top two or three. So, honestly, I'm going to slow down a little bit on the videos. I've started a new career. I'm back in college at the age of 33, and I got a lot on my plate right now, and I'm going to slow down a little bit with the collecting and all that stuff. If there's a good deal that comes up or a cool fancy, I'll try to pick it up. But ultimately, I've got to really focus until Christmas and knock out this first semester and get the GPA up and do all that stuff, and then I can kind of get back after it a little bit. But I will keep throwing videos out. And this one right here will probably drop in early August or so. And it might be the last video for a bit. Might be bi-weekly I throw something out, but I will keep you guys updated on everything. I appreciate you watching, and you can always email me at dwcurrency@gmail.com. And I hope everyone has a good end of the summer, and I'll see you next time.